Welcome to the Guide Talk podcast, where we trade fish stories, guide tips, and a whole lot of river talk. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Huff.
And I'm Morgan Gus.
And we are your guides on this journey. Brought to you by Diamond State Fly Co., your trusted fly shop and outfitter nestled in the heart of the Ozarks. In each episode, we dive into the world of fly fishing, sharing stories from the water, insights from seasoned guides, and the lessons the river teaches us. Whether you're a seasoned angler or just getting your feet wet, Guide Talk is here to inspire, educate, and connect you to the life of fly fishing. So grab your gear, tie on your favorite fly, and let's wade into today's episode of Guide Talk.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Guide Talk podcast, presented by Diamond State. Today we got our good friend Steve Daly, and we are excited because we are announcing some things. Not that he's here, but just because we're announcing things.
Yeah. Excited about the events.
We see him enough.
Perfect, yeah. No, definitely not my presence here that's excitement.
No, it's what we have coming up.
The posts are live right now, so it's already been announced. We just want to talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Streamer Lovefest.
Yeah, it's back. January 24 next year. Boys here sitting on either side of me approached me, and there's been a lot of people talking about the Lovefest, which was a kind of a signature event here. In fact, if you're a streamer person, it was kind of a rite of passage that you had to come to Lovefest because it was a hell of a party. I know you guys both worked at least one, didn't you?
Yeah,
probably a couple.
Yep.
Back in the old days, and really looking forward to getting it back on track and becoming part of the annual schedule.
Yeah, we're excited to be hosting it here. We're excited that it's back on the calendar. Yep. We're excited to see all our friendly streamer tying faces again.
Yeah, it's. I guess we should say what Streamer Lovefest is.
Yeah.
So for those that don't, if you don't know, back in 2013, we had a bunch of mixed muskie and streamer tyers and guides coming and hanging out with us in the winter because the White had started to get a decent reputation as a place you should come and throw streamers in kind of the modern era. If you go back 2011, 2012, 2013, the streamer game was a lot different than it is right now. And these guys were coming to town. I was like, I'd grown up around surfing and so on, and the idea of an expression session, people getting together and do something that's not competition, that's
just for fun,
shits and giggles, right?
Yeah.
And I've said too before that if you want a party, get the Australian to organise it, right? So we lined up and we put these guys on as not your average everyday stuffy tying event where someone sits behind a desk. No, it was actually getting these guys to tie a fly. It's more about what happens away from the tying desk, that you get to hang out with, for want of a better term, is streamer icons. We've had the people we've had through over the years, like Kelly Gallup, who's been really supportive of the event for a long, long time. Andreas Anderson from Sweden.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially a guy like Andreas Anderson that you're not going to be able to get face-to-face with.
Yep, Russ Madden, absolute legend, who's probably and should be known better, but probably not as on the same level as Kelly. But, I mean, the one fly that Kelly says he wished he'd designed was a Circus Peanut. Well, that was Russ Madden. Russ has been down. His great buddy Alex Lafkas, of course. We've had Blaine Chocolate into town. I'd like to get him back here again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Mike Schmidt, Rick Strolis, the guys of the Canadians, Nick Groves. Nick will be down this year. He's promised to be back. It's just an opportunity to go and hang out. And Kelly said to me one time, he said to me what he loved about that event, what made it different. Because the tyers at that level get to go a lot of shows. Well, the Lovefest is purely about people who love those big flies, catching that having that shot at catching one big fish, right? And in our case, a big brown trout. And to be able to meet all those guys who are into the thing that you're into, that's what it was about. It was about people who are passionate, and it doesn't really carry over. If you're a streamer lunatic, you are a streamer lunatic, right?
Yeah. It's a breed.
Yes, it is. It is. Probably we should all be locked up, but, that obsessiveness about it is part of the fun and giggles, and that's what made that event special. So that's what we're trying to resurrect, that casual, fun, have a good time, get to hang out with your heroes kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's just a super, really laid-back event where you get to, as we kind of like transition through tyers that are actually sitting down and tying, you get to talk with them as they're tying their flies, but also away from the vise as well.
Yeah, and you can get the chance to win an original.
Yes.
Right, tied by hand on that night. You get to see it. Each tyer has to tie one fly that goes into a fly box, and we auction that off, raffle that off.
Yeah.
And that's a bigger prize for most of these people than we've given away Yetis and fly rods and all sorts of really cool stuff over the years, but the fly box is what people really want. That's the number one thing.
I only got to go to the very last Lovefest, and the thing that I thought was the coolest about it was just the influence of all these guys from all over the world, really, because Andreas was there, and just like seeing how the guys from out west are doing. They do something a little different, and the Canadian guys are doing something a little different. So you have all this influence coming into one spot, and they're all tying, the flies they fish out in Sweden may not be the same flies that we fish here, but the influence is all meeting together, and it's just really cool to see that.
And that was where it really started off too. And you're exactly right that we had a bunch of guys like. Chris Willen, Brad Bowen came in, Nick Granato from Utah, that were really musky tyres, and their stuff's 12 inches long, but everyone was trying to create the same sort of thing. And if you go back 13, 14 years, that was pre-double deceivers. As basic a fly as the double deceiver is to modern streamer fishing these days, it didn't exist. I remember seeing the first one hanging in a tree and going, ooh, what's that? It was down in Buffalo City, and I was like, ooh, I want one of those. How do I tie that? And those sort of things that this game isn't that old. Kelly had flies beyond that we'd all fished, but a lot of the stuff we were fishing was 3 and 4 inches long, max 5 inches long. And I remember extending out the TNA bunker with marabou to 8 inches long early on, and that thing was horrible. It was like 2 chickens worth of marabou. But all this, and now things are so much more refined. There's so many quality patterns out there. There's still a bunch of old wet socks too, but you're right. And bring these guys all together and watching them interact and watch each other. That's been one of the coolest things. That was a whole expression session idea that, you get people into a room, feed them a little bit of adult beverage, and then see what comes out the other side, right? That's the idea. Oh, and some good barbecue.
Yeah. And it's cool too, because you're not necessarily seeing Kelly or Chad or Alex tying something that you can see in a catalog. Usually it's something that they're either coming up with, working on, or or
to come out,
tinkering with, and you kind of get to see their brain work as they're building these flies and designing these flies, and I think that's cool too. And playing with new materials, especially with how many new materials we've had come on the market since the inception of Lovefest and stuff like that, and see that.
Or like Brian Weiss tied his knucklehead at the last Lovefest, but he put a fresh spin on it though. It wasn't the original pattern. It was he did his own twist to it. That was really cool.
Yeah, and you see variations and
so. Blaine Chocolate tied the first of his bucktail game changers on Chad Johnson's kitchen table and tied the second one on mine. And the third one went in the fly box for this event. And that was right at the start of the whole game changer thing. And that's the influence of the White River and what it's done. Like, I know Kelly's had some of Kelly's flies from down here have been definitely influenced about him fishing this water around the Lovefest events. Mike Schmidt, his ripple ice deceiver, the synthetic deceiver, that was tied on in a cabin at about 7 a.m. We're all crawling out of bed, and he's tying a ripple ice deceiver, the first one, at Rim Shoals in the cabin there. And that's kind of been, this place, the White has kind of been central to so many things, all because we like a good time, you know. But it's hanging out with other people who are kind of pushing the envelope a little bit.
I want to reiterate on how, like, really laid back and fun Lovefest is, and that it's like you get this culmination of just, it's more of a party.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Than it is like a major tying event.
Well, you should point out some of our sponsors. I mean, one of the sponsors is Raps Baron Brewery, so you know. Does that give you a little hint? There is a really good lineup of sponsors. You've spoken to some too. We've got Montana Fly Co, Rainey's Flies.
Umpqua's going to be
Farbanks with Sage and Brio.
Grundins. Did we say Grundins? Grundins, Farbanks.
I said Rainey's and Montana Fly Co, Umpqua. A lot of the tyres here are repping. It's one of the things that's they're representing their brands because their flies are out there, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, this is my first time really taking a big leap into helping you organize this, and everyone I've talked to has seemed very enthusiastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement within the biz and the tyres to see it come back. Like, we've had a few people say, "Man, I can't make it this year to come and tie, but man, I want to be there next year. Get me down. Don't leave me out." They want to come back and, you know, get this on the schedule because it is a really good time. There'll be food there. There'll be the swag bags have always been epic, and I've got Morgan revved up on that, putting those together. The swag bags have honestly been one of the cooler things.
Yeah,
there's be some great giveaways, great prizes, and for what are we charging?
10.
Yep.
$10 to get in. You'll get a feed. You'll get a beer.
You're going to get like with that swag bag, you're getting.
Yeah.
Well over $10 worth of stuff. We've already started loading stuff in.
Cool. And, you know, you get to hang out with some of these guys, and it's great. And, of course, we've added another twist this year. This is something I wanted to do several years ago that we got really close and couldn't quite pull it off. But we're having a contest that you can win a seat to tie amongst the rest of the tyres. And it's for amateur tyres. If you haven't had a contract or sold flies through a fly shop, then you can enter the fly battle contest. And the first level is going to be mail in. So you'll mail in a copy of your fly with the entry form that's available on our social media and in here at the shop. And then we'll select the top 8 and then we'll have them tying. So if you enter, you've got to be here on January 23rd and 24th because you're going to tie at the Lovefest.
You might have a chance.
Yep. And those last 8 people we select are going to tie live. So you'll have in a bar at Raps Baron, a bunch of people around. We'll tie them in pairs. They're judged head to head. So it'll be 4 pairs to start with.
Yep. Cut
that in half. Then we have 2 pairs, and then finally a tie-off. So you get to tie 3 flies in the night, and before a panel of judges, and we'll go on scores, and the winner gets to tie on the Saturday night. And I think it should be a really fun night.
Really excited about this iteration of Lovefest because I got to tie at the last Lovefest, and it was really, really fun being an amateur tyer.
Sure.
But like felt very honored to be able to sit at that table. And I think I sat next to Maldonado and Britta Fordyce, and it was pretty cool, you know, that I'm surrounded and I'm a part of the tires that were presented at Lovefest. It's going to be really fun, and that Friday night will be a real good time.
Yeah. I'm excited because what I pictured in my head, at least, was these guys competing, tying their flies live with, you know, these world-renowned tires hanging out.
There's going to be some
critiquing,
heckling.
yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a really fun evening.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, part of it, and we've built into the rules, like the things you're going to have to look for if you're going to win, right? There is a component for materials. There's a component for fly design. Because, I mean, you could tie what's better, a well-executed version of say a Kelly Gallup sex dungeon in a totally new colour scheme or something, right, that sets you apart, or is it a brand new fly? I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah.
It's going to judge to judge, but you know what's going to be also in the judging criteria is crowd reaction to it, right? If you sell something, if you tie something you can sell to the crowd, if you play up to the crowd, then you get it might get a few extra points. It might get you over the edge, because that's what this is all about. It's about having a good time and reveling in the fun stuff we do with tying. And I know there's a bunch of streamer tyers out there that are just crying to get onto the tying table. We've had for years people badgering me to try and get a spot. And it was hard because we wanted to have the best tyres we could. And you also can only jam so many into a room. It's not like a sourbug roundup where you can get 100 tyres in.
Right.
No, we've got a couple of hours, and we've got the best here. I mean, you know, you've got to. What am I trying to say? We had to cull a few people out over the years.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a nice way to get a new tire in every year that maybe no one's heard of.
Yeah,
and they could, you know,
a shot.
There's good chance that, you know, the person that wins the fly battle comes back and is an actual tire in it the following year.
Could be.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think they'll probably get an invite the next year. But also, as part of that winning prize, I should say that Rainey's Flies is as a sponsorship package. They're going to give there'll be a $400 cash prize, and they're also going to guarantee to have a look at the winners' patterns if they've got any original patterns to put forward. To have a look at their patterns to potentially join the Rainey's catalogue in the future. So that gives you a step in the door.
And we were just talking about
get onto a fly roster and have your flies sold all over the country, potentially the world.
And we were just literally, as we were sitting down, we were just talking about fly submissions and things of that nature. And this is a great opportunity for someone that's thinking about making some fly submissions.
Yeah.
That gives you it might not get you into the catalog, but it definitely gives you a leg up rather than just mailing it in the manila envelope.
Right. That's right. Because the hardest thing to get is not to get a fly contract is being outside of the mainstream business, right? If you haven't sold them, if you're not working in a fly shop and so on, it's harder to get your name up there and get your flies recognised. This is a good first step, give you a leg up, get your name recognised in front of the guys who are making the selections at Rainey's Flies, who I tie for, and you get that shot, right? And that to me is the hardest part. It's not actually getting the contract or having a great fly. It's actually getting in front of the right people at the right time. So hopefully this can help someone out. And there's a fly. We'd love to see a fly get selected and get be available in Diamond State Fly Shop, right?
Yeah, I mean,
we'd bring it in.
That would
for
be
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
100%. And I mean, I think it's, coming out of the fly battle and having it critiqued by two guys that own a fly shop, another panel of a bunch of extremely well-renowned streamer tires definitely gives it some clout that, like, it's like, okay, this is actually
you might get
potential.
You might get discovered. Put it that way.
You might.
And as I said, there's also a $400 prize. Renzetti is donating advice. Wapsie, for all the finalists, is putting together packages
tying
of tying materials. So that
you win
even
this
if you
thing,
don't get the whole thing.
You win this thing. You're coming out with
some stuff.
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and even the eight that make it to the table, at least are coming out with some material.
Right.
Yeah. Then they'll be able to go and turn that over, and it's all going to be selected for streamers and for streamer tying. We're trying to make this because there's a commitment, right? I mean, streamer fishing is all about commitment, right? You're never going to know if you're going to get that giant on the next cast if you're not making that cast. And the same thing with this. There's a commitment to coming down here into the wilds of Cotter in the middle of January. So we want people to be recognised for that.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that we're going to do for those 8 through Diamond State is those 8, if they want to get on the water, we'll get you on the water for at least a half a day.
Okay. Yep. That's very generous, guys. Awesome.
Between me or Logan or some of our other guides, we'll be able to get you out on the water along with our tires as well.
Yep. And there may also be opportunities. Keep your eye on our social media because we may be able to be having some tying classes associated with this, with some of the tyres coming in. I should list some of the tyres you're going to be able to go and see. We didn't mention my little buddy and Lovefest original, Chad Johnson, Mississippi. All right. He will be there, of course, the legend himself.
Why you have to say little buddy?
He's
you
been
can't knock him down much further. But
no. When I first knew him, he still went by his email handle was Mini Guy. It's not that he doesn't know; it's a term of endearment from me. Okay,
we love Chad.
Oh yeah.
You've seen him on our podcast, a bunch of our social stuff.
He's a circus. He is one of the funniest men you'll ever fish with. And a brilliant fly tyer. Like he is, his skill set is phenomenal.
Insane.
And yeah, he really is, and probably not recognised enough for how good he actually is. I don't like tying next to him because he makes me look a little haphazard. Britta Fordyce from Rio Flies, who's been behind that. We've also got two potential tyres we might be coming from Rio. Then we've got, as you mentioned, Steve Maldonado. We have got Eric Griffin, who's tied with us for years since he was a little kid. We brought him in as a 16-year-old.
He's a stud.
And you know
tire.
what? Yeah, you know what? He's also now a game and fish biologist here on the White River, which is phenomenal, right? We got one of ours in there, right, in the system. And he's a super good dude, really nice fly tire. Alex Lafkas, as I mentioned, I've got to go through here. Brian Wise, the maestro of streamer videos, he'll be down. Who else we got? We've got to invite. I should invite you if you want to tie.
I'm not going to tie this year.
You're not going to tie. Paul Brown.
No, Paul.
Yep. I've actually got to get an invitation in front of Paul, and I keep talking to him. I forget to ask him. I know he wants to.
Yeah, he'll do it. I'll be too busy to tie.
Yeah, I guess I'll be in there. I've got to go through the rest of the list in my head.
I have it sitting on my desk in the other room.
Who have I forgotten? I forgot someone. I forget someone every time. Jeff Trigg. Trigg will be back. I'm not sure about Dave Hosler, Pilecast, for those of you who know streamer fishing and smallmouth fishing. And I need to reach out and get hold of Chris Franzen, who's always been a big supporter of this. So we're going to have a really good list. And, of course, the name everyone wants to know, is Kelly coming? I'm going to get that question about every week from now.
I remember last Love Fest.
So what I can say at this point is Kelly is intending to head this way if he can make it happen, and his fly company is really keen for him to get here. So he is trying to make it happen. He has some business things that he has to attend to this winter, but we're going to try and all come together and make it happen. So that would be I love Kelly. Kelly has been a good friend to myself and the Streamer Lovefest and all the guys down here, and he is one of the most fun guys to go and fish with. One of my greatest regrets, actually, and he'll love this, one of my greatest regrets is probably not pulling out a Sharpie when he took his mid-afternoon nap.
his siesta.
But his siesta, and I restrained myself. And there are moments that I wish I hadn't, but no doubt there will be revenge. He's pulled a few good ones on me over the years.
Yeah, hopefully Kelly makes it.
And I want to reiterate, we just listed off a ton of tires, and I'm sure that whoever's listening, there was several names that they probably don't recognize. But these guys, even if you don't recognize the name, we're asking them because they are some of the best streamer tires that we possibly know. We know a lot of streamer tires.
Yeah.
These guys are good, and even if you don't know who they are, I'm telling you, you will be impressed and learn something by coming and watching them.
Yeah, I mean, like Britta, working with Rio, she is one of the most talented tires.
Oh yeah, and skills across so many different types
I've ever
of flies.
seen. She is
right.
I mean, wicked good.
I have seen Eric. You mentioned Eric Griffin. I have seen his fly box, and I could spend hours just digging through that, looking at his flies. I mean, they're amazing. He ties a lot of musky stuff, but he ties a bunch of trout stuff as well.
Uh-huh. I mean, Britta was, if you imagine this job as a fly tie, you get set up and you get to create a whole fly tying list for a company, and the whole thing's on your back. That's what she took on.
Yeah.
That she had to put together the whole list of flies for this new fly company that Rio were putting out. So all the money that Farbanks invested is riding on her patents. That was ballsy. That is incredibly ballsy and a great tyre. And the other thing is, she's a really good, fun human being to hang out with too.
Oh, she's a blast.
I really hope I can get to fish her this year. She's a hoot.
She was one of the ones that I'm most excited to have back because I got to sit next to her.
There's a couple more. And you just mentioned a minute ago, the people that aren't known. What we never did was comb through Instagram and go, oh, that's a good looking fly. What we did was we asked the people that we knew. I picked Lafkis's brain regularly and Wise because they were coming around, trying to find people whose flies really worked. Not just looked pretty, but actually fished. And that was the thing. Because if you're not test casting, if you're just tying a fly, taking a photo and putting it out there, there's a big difference to actually going and making them work, like fishing them a lot.
Putting them through the paces.
Yeah.
Make sure they hunt.
Yep. Make sure they swim. Make sure they catch fish,
Yeah. And that's what we're looking for in the fly battle.
Yep.
As well, is something that we can look at and be like, that has the potential to hunt. And swim.
And it's
look
going to
be not just look good on the vise.
Yep. But looking good in the vise is important too.
Sure, absolutely.
It's and try and we're going to go back to this. New color combination, maybe a new material, just something to set you apart. That's and not just the name. We don't want to get into the whole naming issue. Really looking forward to all you guys taking part.
Yeah, so for the fly battle, if you're looking or interested in doing that, we have an entry form on. I know we have it on Diamond State. If you go under the events page and you look under fly battle, there will be an entry form at the bottom there. Download that, print that off, fill it out, tie your fly, mail it to us here at Diamond State Fly Co. And as we start getting
with a $10 check or cash,
yes,
just make sure,
You have that posted around on your social as well,
Yeah,
Steve
Daly Outfitters. We've got that up on our blog and our social media as well.
Multiple places to go get that.
Yep,
and just remember, all those entries are going to come here to the fly shop.
And you need to have it here by October 31. Last mail here. So don't procrastinate. Get tying.
Yep. And we're going to start sifting through streamers. Lots of streamers. But we're going to as we start getting those in, the three of us are going to sit down and go through and start sifting through. And then we'll let you know those 8 tires that have made it. Latest November 30th, but we're going to try and get
around Thanksgiving. It'd be ideal.
Yeah, we're going to try and we're going to try and do that as quick as possible, so you guys have as much time to make arrangements to come out here and prepare for that Friday night fly battle.
Remember, you'll be tying 3 flies in the night if you're making it all the way through. They can be the same fly, they can be different. Up to you.
There's going to be some strategy.
There is
involved in
this. There's going to be some buggery too. There's going to be a lot of fun and humour. Because here's the other thing about the fly battle: you only get 20 minutes to tie each fly. You can pre-prep some of your materials, but from when you get to when you sit down at the vise, and Renzetti are giving us all the same Renzetti vices for everyone to tie on, so it's all equal. When you sit down at the vise, you have 4 minutes just to lay your materials out, right? Yeah. So you're not going to be you can't sit there and prep feathers and stuff. No, you do that. If you're going to do some stuff, do it beforehand. Bring it there, lay it out, ready to go. Because we go to, and you'll also get interviewed too, so it's going to mess that around a little bit. But we're going to... it's going to be pressures on.
I really want to see somebody attempt to spin a bunch of deer hair.
Oh yeah,
because there's not enough time to just sit there and do it. Like, you're going to have to prep some stuff in advance. I'm genuinely curious how somebody's going to do that.
We didn't decide to make this thing easy.
Right. There's probably enough time to spin ahead. Yeah. But if you want to do more than that,
and
if you want to do a
someone
popper or something,
someone with coming and poking and prodding at you while you're doing it too.
We'll have MC there, and there'll be audience interaction, and there's going to be
a couple hundred people watching you tie.
A couple hundred people, well oiled, well lubricated, you might say.
Yeah. Well, big shout out to Raps for letting us host it there.
We love Raps.
Raps, Renzetti, Wapsie, and Rainey's Flies.
Yep, Rainey's. All thank you guys for
and a big
supporting us in this new endeavor. I think it'll be a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to start getting some submissions in.
Yeah, so get your submissions in, because we're really excited about it. We want to be able to sit here and sort through them.
Yeah, I want to start looking at streamers. Especially October, we're kind of starting to get itchy and antsy to start throwing some streamers, and I think it'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, anyways, that's what we have going for Lovefest. We're super excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be really good fun. This is going to... I want to get it back on the calendar, because I want to see this thing build again.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can, And
the other thing I should say is, for those of you out in the world who haven't been to Cotter and walked into this fly shop, this is a tremendous little space for a party.
Yes.
It's really a cool space. This building's had a bunch of previous iterations. There's a chef grade kitchen in here. There's a phenomenal fireplace seating area and outside areas, and it's a really cool spot overlooking the river and the flashing lights of the bridge.
We think it's happy that it's a fly shop now.
Yeah, it feels happy. It's every time I get in here.
It's what this building was meant to be.
Yeah, every time I get in here, you get a good feeling about coming in to a fly shop,
Yeah, so...
All right.
We appreciate you stopping by,
No worries, man. Always glad to work
talking
with you
about
guys.
Lovefest, and
We're excited.
be on the lookout for it. We'll be continuing to blast out stuff on social all about it, and
And get your fly submissions in.
get your fly
Get your
submissions
fly
in.
submissions in. Actually, that's what we should do. We should do this again with some of these fly submissions. and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we'll probably kind of start as we start calling through them. We'll come back and
So get them in quickly so they can make it on the next podcast.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.